Hey everybody, welcome back to another HD video, and this is going to be a tutorial video. I figured I'd bring this series back because I haven't really done any tutorial games in, quite a long time. And I know it was really popular. A lot of players enjoyed my tutorial videos. Unfortunately, yes, I know, I'm more of a Zerg player, so it's hard for me to do Protoss and Terran tutorials. So I'm gonna try to stick with what I know best, but I will try to bring out more Protoss and Terran tutorials when I can. And if you guys want to check out all my past tutorials, all you have to do is go to my channel and hit the playlist button at the top, and it is organized in the tutorials for Zerg, Protoss, and Terran. But I do advise you guys to take the Zerg ones most seriously. The Protoss and Terran ones, they're not the best. But anyways, this is going to be a Zerg tutorial on how to break down a Protoss fast expand. And yes, there's a couple of different strategies you can use when you're playing against a Protoss player who fast expands. Either you can try to out macro them, you can try to go for an early third expo and just drone, or you can be aggressive. And there's two ways to be aggressive against a Protoss player who goes for a fast expo. Either you go for a Baneling bust, or you go for a Roach bust. And either option is viable. You can actually even mix and match. But this specific video is going to teach you guys how to Roach bust against a Protoss player who fast expands. And I'm not going to claim to, this isn't going to be the end all be all on how to do it. In fact, there's a lot of mistakes I made in this video. So definitely take it with a grain of salt and, kind of follow the general theme of the video, but don't take everything down to a solid level and copy me word for word and play for play, because obviously I make mistakes. I'm a human player. I'm not that good myself. So as you guys all know, this is Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay safe. I'm probably out in Reno right now, either gambling at a casino and wasting all my money, or I've already broken my knee on the slopes of the North Star Resort, which is where I'm hoping to go for some snowboarding. So anyways, as you guys can see, this is a first-person video. This is basically how I play the game, and you guys can see I'm doing all the mouse motions and everything like that. So it is my first-person view, and I think this is more helpful if you guys are watching a tutorial video on, just how to play against, how to control your game. And you guys can see I am bouncing around a lot. I'm kind of controlling different things all at once. You never want to stay complacent when you're playing. You definitely want to be bouncing around, controlling different things, and focusing your attention on the entire game at hand, not just narrowing your vision. You never want to get narrow vision when you're playing. Otherwise, you lose your goals, you lose your end game strategy. So as you guys can see, I did see the Nexus going up from my opponent, and this is when I thought to myself, all right, I've got a couple options here. I can either go for a fast expand, well, I guess I haven't really fast expanded because I opened, what was that, 14 pool, 16 gas. I decided I'm gonna go for a Roach bust, and there goes the Roach horn. So as soon as you guys see that your Protoss player goes for a Nexus, if you didn't open with a 14 hatch, if you didn't open with an early hatchery, then you're behind. You're already behind if you opened with a forge into a Nexus. So what you have to do is either try to play catch up, try to go for your hatchery, or try to bust it down with Banelings / Roaches. And I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do Roaches for this tutorial. So here comes the Roach Horn. It is on the way, and I do have my Overlord Scouts in position over the Protoss base. And do note, I'm not worried about losing these Overlords, because you guys can see my opponent went for this Forge fast expand, so he's not even gotten a gateway up yet, much less a Cybernetics core to get sentries and stalkers out, so I can get a full scout off into the Protoss base and see when he does decide to go for the gate and forge. Gate and Cybernetics core, excuse me. So as you guys can see, I am going for the hatchery, and my Protoss player, there you guys saw that the probe saw the hatchery and then moved away. So now I'm actually in a bit of a dilemma. I've got two choices. I can either go for this hatchery or I can cancel it, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it and go for a mass Roach all-in attack. And the beauty of this is that my opponent saw the hatchery and he moved away. So if you're the Protoss player right now on the minimap, you think that I'm going for an Expo and you think I'm going to be macroing up. But the reality is I'm actually going to be going for a Roach bust, and there's going to be a lot more Roaches otherwise, because I canceled the hatchery. I recuperated, what, 270 minerals, something like that. So there's going to be about 2 or 3 more Roaches than the Protoss player is prepared to deal with. And basically that hatchery was used to feign the Protoss player out. So now I'm completely focused on roach production. As you guys can see, I'm a little supply blocked. And so definitely these are little mistakes that you guys can refine and tweak with practice. But I will be using all my gas on roaches, and I only have one extractor worth of gas. You don't really need a second extractor until kind of the mid game. So you can definitely produce roaches off of one gas for quite some time. And so I'm rallied all my roaches over to the front of the base. There's the first stalker. So now I know the gate and the cybernetics core are out. Here is the opportunity. I have to attack because I'm way behind in probes, way behind in harvesters. So here comes my roaches. Gonna focus down the photon cannon first, and then work on whatever units. You always want to focus fire with roaches. And right there, my opponent really had too many stalkers and cannons, so I'm gonna fall back, wait for reinforcements, and then make another attempt to push in. And if you guys look at the bottom of the screen, you guys will notice I'm always going back to my hatchery to produce more roaches. And if you guys look at my gas count, always low on gas. And so there are a couple of cannons. You focus on the cannons first, and the reason for that is because right when the cannons morph in, they're extremely susceptible to dying. And if you focus fire them down and you take off the cannon, that's 150 minerals that your opponent just lost. It could have been a zealot, it could have been stalkers, could have been more probes, but you cancel the cannon, and that's a huge pickup every time you do that. And if you wait, then the cannons can get a bunch of health and they become very, very dangerous. So here my opponent wisely pulls his probes off the line and he morphs in cannons. So this is a bad situation, and I'm actually trapped in, so I have to try to kill these cannons and then back away. But notice, while backing away, always attacking while backing away. So you don't really want to just scoot away. You want to do as much damage as you possibly can. All the while, still macroing up. Note, I do have quite a bit of minerals, but my gas is always low. I'm always producing roaches off the gas. So one thing you could do here to kind of fix that mass mineral problem is go for the hatchery a little bit earlier. I do have the hatchery going down right now. If you guys look at the mini map, I do have the natural going down, but the natural could have been a little earlier, so I would have had more larvae to produce more drones or whatever I need with the minerals. So I'm still microing my roaches, always focus firing the weakest stalker first. This is an extremely micro-intensive strategy. It's not your usual laid-back mass drone, you know, sit back and just chill and make whatever you want. This is an extremely aggressive style of play, which is designed to throw your opponent off guard. And so far, it's actually working quite well. I've killed off several probes. I've canceled several cannons, which of course means a bunch of minerals in the hole. There's another cannon canceled, and it looks like there's going to be another cannon. So, and all the meanwhile, more roaches flooding in. So the reinforcements never stop. And it looks like I am finally going to be able to break my opponent's back. So, when you guys play, you guys might notice, oh, I'm making an attack with these roaches. I've done good damage. Now I think I'm going to fall back and turn up. That's not really the wisest way to play. If you're about to break your opponent, the best strategy is to continue the pressure. Keep applying pressure and force your opponent to panic and just build cannons, build forces. Look, now my opponent has fallen all the way back, and chances are you're probably going to be able to break your opponent. And it really just comes down to practice and strategy. Eventually you realize when you need to fall back and when you need to continue with the aggression. So as you guys can see, now I have saturation at my main, I have saturation at my natural, and I'm constantly producing more and more roaches. So this is pretty much game. And the beauty is, this was Shakura's Plateau. So this was actually somewhat a difficult map to do a roach bus on. Well, maybe not that difficult. I would say it's more difficult to do a baneling bus on, but this is a closed-off natural, unlike maps like Delta Quadrant or Zelna the Caverns, where a baneling bus or a roach bus might be a little bit more effective with the increased surface area. So, yeah, this is a very effective strategy when it comes to dealing with Protoss players who are greedy, who go for that early expo and then try to, you know, stop your early hatchery with a pylon or a blocking probe. You can be aggressive and bring the game to their face. So that is going to be GG, and my opponent Fainir decides to GG out, and that's going to be game. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video. It is the Zerg 1-base roach bus against the Protoss fast expand. And yeah, I think my opponent was 2,300 on ladder, on diamond. And if you guys rewind this video and go to the beginning, I am currently 22. Well, as of this video, I was 2200, but I'm actually right now 2280 on ladder. So I am I'm definitely up there on ladder. Not not pro level, but I'm definitely playing quite competitively right now. And so, especially for these Zerg tutorials, I hope you guys take them to heart. And I think it helps if you're a Protoss player as well, kind of give you a little feedback on how to deal with this and see it from the Zerg player's perspective. And yeah, I'll be coming out with more tutorial videos for all you guys out there who are trying to climb that ladder. And I'll have some Terran and Protoss ones coming out as well. But I cannot promise their quality is going to be nearly as good as the Zerg one. I'll probably be like, sending SCVs to go mine like stuff, and they're not doing their job, or I'll be screwing around in Terran and Protoss tutorials. So thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned and happy Thanksgiving holidays. HD signing out.